These represent two completely different approaches to modern automotive engineering. One strips everything down to basics with a bare-bones electric startup truck, while the other brings decades of established Japanese reliability and all-wheel drive capability. We're putting the revolutionary Slate Truck head-to-head with Subaru's lineup in 10 decisive rounds to see which philosophy wins. The Slate Truck represents something we've never seen before in the American market. Founded in 2022 by former Amazon executive Jeff Wilke and his partners at Rebuild Manufacturing, Slate Auto secured over $600 million from investors, including Jeff Bezos and Dodgers owner Mark Walter. Their mission? Create the most affordable electric vehicle in America by doing something radical, giving you almost nothing. On the other side, we have Subaru, the brand that's kept 96% of vehicles sold in the last decade still running. That's better than Honda or Toyota. They're not flashy, they're not the cheapest, but they've built a reputation on getting you where you need to go, especially when the weather turns nasty. But here's what makes this comparison fascinating. We're not just looking at one Subaru model. We're examining how the Slate Truck stacks up against Subaru's entire approach to modern vehicles, from their gas-powered Crosstrek crossover to their all-electric Solterra. 10 rounds, clear winners, and by the end you'll know exactly which direction the automotive future should take. Price is our first battleground, and this is where Slate throws its biggest punch. The Slate Truck starts under $28,000. That makes it one of the most affordable electric vehicles you can buy in America, period. Originally, Slate promised the truck would cost under $20,000 after federal EV incentives, but when President Trump's administration eliminated those credits, that dream vanished overnight. Still, $28,000 for an electric truck is remarkable. Subaru's entry-level Crosstrek starts at $26,560, which seems competitive until you realize that's for a gas-powered crossover, not an electric truck. Want Subaru's electric experience with the Solterra? You're looking at $38,495 minimum. That's over $10,000 more than the Slate. The monthly payment math tells the story. Slate targets payments between $360 and $400 per month, while a comparably equipped Solterra pushes you well into the 500s. For working Americans who've been priced out of new vehicles, this difference matters enormously. Round 1 goes decisively to Slate. Pure power shifts things in round 2, and here's where things get interesting. The Slate Truck produces 201 horsepower from its single rear-mounted electric motor. That's respectable for a compact electric truck, but it's not going to pin you to your seat. Subaru's base Crosstrek makes a rather anemic 152 horsepower from its 2-liter engine, though upper trims bump that to 182 horsepower with the 2.5-liter. But the real surprise is the Solterra. With dual electric motors producing a combined 215 horsepower and 249 pound-feet of torque, it actually outmuscles the Slate. The Solterra hits 60 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds, which isn't sports car territory, but it's certainly adequate for most driving situations. This demonstrates something crucial about electric vehicles. More motors often mean more power. Slate's single-motor setup keeps costs down but sacrifices some performance. Subaru's Solterra takes round 2. Range anxiety drives round 3, and this is where battery size becomes everything. Slate offers 2 battery options. A smaller 52.7 kilowatt-hour pack providing 150 miles of range, or an 84.3 kilowatt-hour battery delivering 240 miles. That larger battery option puts the Slate ahead of Subaru's Solterra, which manages 227 miles from its 72.8 kilowatt-hour pack. But here's the reality check. Most people will probably choose the smaller battery in the Slate to keep costs down, which means 150 miles of range. That's genuinely limiting for anything beyond daily commuting. The Solterra's 227 miles feels much more practical for real-world use, even though Slate's maximum range technically wins on paper. Still, when comparing maximum capabilities, Slate edges out this round with 240 miles versus 227. Range anxiety affects purchase decisions more than almost any other EV factor, so every mile counts. Size and practicality in round 4 reveals the Slate's most distinctive characteristic. At 174.6 inches long, the Slate Truck is America's smallest pickup. It's more than 20 inches shorter than the already compact Ford Maverick. This makes it incredibly maneuverable in urban environments and easy to park in tight spaces. The Crosstrek measures in as a traditional compact crossover, longer than the Slate but with more interior space and cargo capacity. The Slate's 60-inch bed length is surprisingly generous for such a small truck, but the Crosstrek's enclosed cargo area offers more weather protection and security. This round really depends on your needs. Navigating crowded city streets and occasionally need to haul lumber or landscaping materials? The Slate's compact dimensions and open bed make perfect sense. Carrying people, groceries, and gear while dealing with varying weather conditions? The Crosstrek's traditional SUV layout works better. We're calling round 4 a tie because these vehicles serve different purposes. The Slate prioritizes urban maneuverability and basic hauling capability, while Subaru focuses on all-around practicality. Towing capacity defines round 5, and this is where the Slate's limitations become apparent. Maximum towing capacity hits just 1,000 pounds. That's enough for a small utility trailer or a couple of jet skis, but it's not serious hauling capability. The standard Crosstrek manages 1,500 pounds of towing capacity, which is 50% more than the Slate. But the Crosstrek Wilderness variant absolutely dominates with 3,500 pounds of towing capacity. That's enough for a decent-sized camper, a car trailer, or serious work equipment. This massive difference reflects the fundamental limitations of the Slate's lightweight construction and single-motor setup. When you strip out weight and complexity to achieve that low price point, towing capacity suffers dramatically. Subaru's traditional engineering approach, with standard all-wheel drive and robust drivetrains, delivers far superior hauling capability. Round 5 goes convincingly to Subaru, and it's not even close. All-wheel drive capability determines round 6, and this highlights one of Slate's most significant compromises. The Slate Truck comes with rear-wheel drive only. There's no all-wheel drive option available at launch, and frankly, there may never be one given the company's focus on simplicity and cost control. Every single Subaru Crosstrek comes with the company's symmetrical all-wheel drive system as standard equipment. This isn't an optional upgrade you pay extra for. It's built into every vehicle. The Solterra goes even further, becoming Subaru's first electric vehicle to feature this legendary all-wheel drive system, maintaining their reputation for traction and stability. In states with real winters, this difference is massive. Rear-wheel drive in snow and ice ranges from challenging to downright dangerous, especially in a lightweight truck. Subaru's all-wheel drive system has decades of development behind it and a reputation for getting you home safely when conditions deteriorate. Round 6 belongs entirely to Subaru. The all-wheel drive advantage isn't just about capability, it's about confidence and safety in challenging conditions. Technology and features drive round 7, and this showcases Slate's most radical philosophy. The base Slate Truck, called the Blank Slate, comes without an infotainment system, without speakers, and without power windows. You read that correctly. Manual windows in 2026. The vehicle has no internet connectivity whatsoever. You're expected to use your own phone for navigation, music streaming, and any over-the-air updates. This approach targets buyers who are actively hostile to modern automotive technology. As one of Slate's founders noted, they're building for people who loathe screens. The truck includes basic safety technology like automatic emergency braking and a backup camera, but that's about it. Subaru takes the opposite approach. The Crosstrek Premium includes an 11.6-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The Solterra features a 12.3-inch high-resolution display paired with a premium Harman Kardon audio system. These vehicles embrace modern connectivity and convenience features. Whether you consider this a Subaru victory or a Slate victory depends entirely on your perspective. Want a simple analog driving experience without distractions? Slate's approach is revolutionary. Expect modern convenience features in a new vehicle? Subaru delivers what most consumers actually want. Given that most buyers in 2026 will expect basic infotainment and connectivity features, Round 7 goes to Subaru. Safety ratings determine Round 8, though this comparison faces an important limitation. Both the Crosstrek and Solterra have earned 5-star overall safety ratings from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and top safety pick designations from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. These are proven, tested vehicles with extensive crash data. The Slate Truck includes standard safety features like automatic emergency braking, forward collision warning, and automatic high beams. However, the vehicle hasn't undergone crash testing yet because it's not in production. We simply don't know how it will perform in real-world accident scenarios. This creates an unfair comparison, but safety ratings influence purchase decisions significantly. Subaru has proven safety performance across their entire lineup, while Slate represents an unknown quantity. Until the Slate undergoes comprehensive crash testing and earns safety ratings, this round has to go to Subaru by default. Customization potential defines round 9, and here Slate absolutely revolutionizes the automotive experience. The company promises over 100 accessory items available at launch, ranging from basic features like power windows to dramatic modifications like lift kits, lowering kits, and even conversion packages that transform the pickup into a 5-seat SUV. Slate's online configurator offers unprecedented personalization options. You can essentially build a completely different vehicle depending on your needs and budget. Want a rugged off-road machine? Add the lift kit and aggressive tires. Prefer a lowered street truck? Install the lowering kit and sport wheels. Need family transportation? Order the SUV conversion kit. This modular approach extends to visual customization too. Every Slate comes in the same unpainted gray polypropylene exterior, with vinyl wraps as the only way to change colors. This eliminates the need for an expensive paint shop while allowing unlimited personalization options. Subaru offers traditional factory options and dealer-installed accessories, but nothing approaching Slate's revolutionary customization system. Want to modify a Subaru significantly? You're largely on your own with aftermarket parts and shops. Round 9 belongs completely to Slate. They've reimagined vehicle customization in a way that could change how we think about automotive personalization. Charging speed concludes our comparison in round 10, examining how quickly these electric vehicles can replenish their batteries. The Slate Truck includes an 11-kilowatt onboard AC charger for home charging, but more importantly, it supports DC fast charging up to 120 kilowatts. This allows charging from 20% to 80% in approximately 30 minutes at compatible fast charging stations. The Slate also includes Tesla's NACS charging port, giving owners access to the extensive supercharger network. This is a significant advantage as Tesla continues expanding their charging infrastructure across America. Subaru's Solterra charges from 10% to 80% in about 35 minutes using DC fast charging, but its charging rate appears limited to around 100 kilowatts maximum. The 5-minute difference might seem small, but it represents meaningfully faster charging for the Slate. Both vehicles support reasonable charging speeds for their battery sizes, but Slate's slight edge in charging rate and access to Tesla's supercharger network gives them round 10. So where does this leave us? Subaru wins 5 rounds: horsepower, all-wheel drive, technology, safety ratings, and towing capacity. Slate takes 4 rounds: price, range, customization, and charging speed. Size and practicality resulted in a tie, but these numbers don't tell the complete story. Slate and Subaru represent fundamentally different philosophies about what vehicles should be and who they should serve. Subaru builds reliable, capable vehicles for people who need dependable transportation in various conditions. They've refined this approach over decades, creating vehicles that last and maintain their value. Slate is attempting something unprecedented, democratizing electric vehicle ownership by stripping away everything except the essentials. They're betting that a significant portion of American buyers want simplicity, affordability, and the freedom to customize their vehicle exactly how they choose. The winner of this comparison depends entirely on what you value most. Need proven reliability, all-weather capability, and modern convenience features? Subaru delivers exactly what you'd expect from an established automaker. Want the most affordable electric truck possible with unprecedented customization potential? Slate offers something genuinely revolutionary. Perhaps the most important takeaway isn't which brand wins, but what this comparison reveals about the automotive industry's future. We're witnessing a fundamental split between complexity and simplicity, between established reliability and innovative affordability. Both approaches have merit, and both serve different customer needs. The Slate Truck launches in late 2026 with over 150,000 reservations already placed. Subaru continues refining their proven formula with improved versions of the Solterra offering better range and charging speeds. This isn't the end of the comparison. It's the beginning of a much larger conversation about what we actually want from our vehicles. The automotive revolution isn't just about electric powertrains. It's about choice, philosophy, and deciding whether we want our cars to be rolling computers or simple tools for transportation. Both paths lead forward, but they lead to very different destinations. Hit that like button and subscribe for more honest automotive insights based on actual data.